The Who on WRC, keeping us rocking there with Bargain. Great song off of Who's Next. So, yeah, guys, keep me rocking there. This is Good Times Sunday on every Sunday from 6 to 8 p.m. This is Jimmy Lisiaga coming at you live here. And we are here live with the band, the Ross Originals. Gentlemen, what is going on?
Oh, it's great to be here.
Yeah.
Wonderful to be in Elmhurst.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's a very nice town, very quaint town.
Yeah, it is.
Quaint. I believe
It's
that's
very
actually
nice.
on the bumper sticker.
You got some great holiday lights.
Yes, definitely. Here too,
Yes,
which is awesome.
you do here as well.
Yeah, which is really awesome. So we're here live with Colin, Kyle, and Mason of the band, the Ross Originals, and they're a really great band out of the Chicagoland area. Where are you guys actually from? Like, where'd you guys get started?
Yeah.
Technically, it would be in Darien.
Yeah.
We got started in my living room,
Okay,
and we've so far moved to my basement.
very nice.
So
Colin and Kyle would be from Darien. Nathan, myself, Mason would be from Downers Grove. We met shortly after college, or shortly after high school, rather.
It was 2009. Kyle and I were in a band in high school,
Okay,
and after that kind of fizzled out, we were lacking a rhythm section. And I just met Nathan. I knew he played the drums, and we called him over to jam. And it's like, hey, you want to come by? And he's like, sure. Can I bring my friend Mason? I was like, what does he play? He plays the bass.
And to be completely honest with you, at the time, I was not interested in coming along.
Yeah, Nathan called him. He's like, hey, you want to come jam with these kids? And Mason's like, no. But he came over, and it worked out well. We jammed through a few Beatles songs initially. And like, hey, you want to do this again?
And that first practice when we actually started writing original songs, it took a while for us to decide that we wanted to continue to make this more of a full force, something that we were really dedicated to. But then after a while, it seemed pretty obvious that that's what we wanted to do.
what is it that kind of clicked? You're like, okay, I want to start writing more songs and doing covers.
I thought it clicked right away.
Yeah, it really did. It really did click right away. It was, magical.
Mhm.
But no, but we just okay, we're all big Beatles fans. I guess that's kind of like the common denominator of all our musical tastes. And we went through Oh Darling was like the first song we played together, and we just kind of nailed it on the first time. Just everyone kind of clicked, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything went really well. It was just, one of those things when you first feel it, and you just don't have to question. It's just like, this is working out.
And that was June of 2009.
Yeah,
And so I guess
that summer.
yeah, so we've been like
a little bit over 3 years now.
yeah, which is pretty wild.
Awesome. Now, one thing that we talked about outside for a second was your name. And I know you guys have this secret aura to it. I don't know if you can unveil it over the radio, but it is a really catchy name.
You think so?
I like it. I like it. Why do you not like it? That's a good question.
Because
I think it's just the fact that we've dealt with it for so long, and after, when you make a band name, it's just something that the music has to create, and then after a while, when you hear so many people talk about the band name itself, it's just like, being in the band, you kind of get sick of it.
yeah, that's part of it too.
We've been with it for a while, and even when we came up with the idea, we weren't keen on it.
I
by
hated
any
it the
means.
most.
Yeah.
I hated it the most. I was the last person to sign on to it, and then we were just talking about, we spent probably 3 months,
We really
more
did.
than that,
Yeah,
deciding
took a
on
long
band.
time to
We
decide
started
on it.
recording our first CD without a name even,
Mhm.
and which was a pain in the ass when you're saving files and stuff. But the name itself comes from we were just talking.
It came up
I don't
just,
even like to tell the
talking
story.
about, yeah.
I tell a different story every time. I can make one up right now, but
Yeah, so it's whatever you take it as, I'd like to say.
Yeah, nice. Well, it is definitely a really catchy name. It's really different, And it sounds profound in some way, It really does. I can dig it.
We're all
appreciate that.
intellectuals.
Yeah.
when you say what's your band name, and I say the Ross Originals, I either get the Lost What? I get that, or you get who's Ross?
No,
And then-
right.
A
Who's
lot of the
Ross?
times, that's
There's
the
no
big
Ross.
question.
The Lost Originals. That's actually not bad though.
The Lost Dirigibles.
He's been
Lost
choosing that one for a
Souls.
while now.
Very awesome. So you guys have been going together strong since you said 2009.
Yeah.
When you guys first got going, how did the first song kind of come about that all three of you guys participated on? Do you guys remember what that song was and how it kind of got flowing? Or
Yeah. Well, at the time, Kyle and I's old band in high school, we wanted to kind of go in a different direction. We were trying to write some songs. Before songwriting's weird, and there's a lot of you have to kind of just grow with it, I guess. At the time, I was like, these songs are really good, and now I listen to them oh my god, what was that?
Right.
And so I guess that kind of helped, and we had like a new rhythm section, kind of like bringing in new ideas and stuff like that. And the first time we jammed together, we had just kind of some riffs and ideas that I like kind of was like, hey, I showed them, and then kind of ran with them.
Some residual material.
Yeah, sort of. It kind of like just like stuff that we would do with one band, we're doing it with the other, and it kind of fleshed out a lot better that way.
So then, do you guys still play those songs that you wrote pre-Mason?
No.
Just because they're just not fitting what you guys want to do now?
Yeah, they're 3 years old.
Yeah. How do you
They're
guys...
older than that, really.
Yeah.
If you guys can even be specific with that, like, how do you guys find that your songs have progressed now, both musically, lyrically, as opposed to when you guys first got going, as far as the concepts you guys were singing on, the riffs you guys were playing, what you guys were feeling in your heart and soul, you know, what was that like? Like, what was that like then as compared to now?
Well, when we started off, it was a lot more, I guess, like punk rock sort of influence.
I wouldn't say the concepts changed much.
I always kind of describe our band as like a Kyle and I are like really like bluesy kind of guitarists, and Nathan and Mason have been playing bass and drums in like punk rock bands throughout high school, you know.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like, you know, this blues guitar with like the punk rock rhythm section, and then a blending of that.
In the same respect, though, Nathan and I, and all of us for that matter, grew up with, you know, the same amount of musical taste.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And it all just kind of...
Yeah, we'd all go to the same shows. We'd see like Screeching Weasel, we saw, and Teenage Bottle Rocket around that. The Queers at Reggie's.
And rock and roll in general in that aspect. You know, obviously the Beatles were a very main interest for all of us.
Yeah, so we have kind of like a punk rock root, and we still have that, but it was very apparent when we first started out. You know, just like straighter rhythms. And now what we're doing is a lot more, it's more like, you know, swing, you could dance to it more. You could maybe play it, even like if you just broke it down to like an acoustic guitar, it translates a lot better. And, you know, different time signatures. You know, instead of the straight 4 on the floor, now we got a lot more like 12/8.
Yeah, I say just as time went on, all of us just, you know, we became a lot closer with each other as far as, you know, being friends and musically. You know, after a while, everything just starts to get in place, and you know what you're doing together. Yeah,
and it's like it's easier to when we started. It's easier to kind of start with songs like that, I guess. You know, as far as
the first band practice we had together is when we actually the song that they had together with the previous band, and we shut it out just immediately.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah. So, I guess just taste change. It gets boring after a while. I want to get a little bit more like groove and stuff like that.
Which I feel we've done.
So is there one primary songwriter who kind of brings it to the table and is like, all right guys, this is what we're working with, and then you know someone else throws in their side of it, or how does that work? How do you guys write songs?
You know, it depends on the song really. A lot of times I'll like have a few ideas that I want to you know, I bring it to these guys, and then we flesh it out from there. And
yeah, no, one of us will come with a certain progression, or Mason will have, you know, Mason also plays guitar. Mm-hmm. He's pretty proficient. So, you know, we'll just like, you know, come with a chord progression, and we'll all have our say, and, you know.
I feel like that's the best thing about us, you know, it's something that all 4 of us can talk to, you know, on an equal level, and it's all something that we are honest about. And
yeah, we've kind of developed our own language when we're like, I bet anyone who's like in the basement when we're, you know, running through these things has no idea what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Which is all right though, because they're not in the zone, you know. You guys are the ones making it.
Right. It's also a strict rule that we have. No one else is allowed.
Or cell phones, but sometimes some people can break that.
Nice. Yeah. So we've talked about how you guys have moved forward as a band as far as songwriting goes. How about live shows?
Live shows, that's a great question too.
Absolutely.
Well, we obviously you get a lot more comfortable, you know, and stuff like that. There's a lot more of like, as opposed to planning everything out. You know, like we used to write set lists before, and now we're lucky if we even do one.
If we do one, we forget it.
Yeah, if we'll write a set list and then
it's not even that. It's just kind of the point to where we have to base ourselves off the crowd and, you know, what we want to do.
Right, it's a lot more just like, and then like, you know, we'll write songs that'll be like a guitar solo, and it's not really written for me or Kyle, and sometimes I'll just like give him the nod and he'll just take it away. Or he knows that if I'm going to take it, just kind of like. Right. So that helps, and that kind of brings to the energy of the show, and like you just kind of on the spot there.
Absolutely, which makes it fun, you know.
Yeah. And it's great. Yeah, playing shows is the best.
Mm-hmm.
And just nice to like, you know, we all just kind of like lose ourselves into like this one cohesive kind of rhythm.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you guys have? Can you guys recall any thoughts when you're on stage? Or is this kind of like you guys just play and it's just a blur and then you're done? And
I'm always aiming to not think anything. You know, if you think too much, like my goal when I go on stage is to like just completely.
Yeah, just leave it out there.
Yeah. So if you're thinking like that's not good.
Yeah.
Not to say that you're not thinking,
but not letting it. It's actually funny because I play in a band with my younger brother Arthur, and I find that there have been a couple of shows where I'm trying to like remember the lyrics and I like forget them, and it's like if I just let it flow,
Exactly.
it's no problem, you know.
I do that all the time. I've actually gotten pretty good at just making up lyrics at this point.
You do that a lot, actually. Yeah, I feel like you don't want to get too wrapped up in the audience by any means, and you just want to worry about what you and the people that you're performing with are doing.
You want yourself to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. And
So they can have fun.
They always make. Sometimes I'll wear like a hat when we're playing, and they like take
Take
bets.
guesses, yeah.
Yeah, they take bets at what point in the show is the hat going to like fly off. Because I guess I move around a lot, but.
No, that's awesome.
Okay,
Now
put another
let's
dent
talk
in my
about
tally.
you guys are. Let's talk about your like recording experience and the albums that you guys have put out. How many albums or bodies of work have you guys actually put down and like put out?
When we got together in 2009, we started working on like a little EP. It had 6 songs on it, and after that, we recorded with our friend Mike Jados, who was in a band called Footlight Frenzy. He's got like a really nice like studio that he had.
And that's when you guys released the single "Cold Moonlight," right? That was like
Actually,
June
no,
2011, or is
that's a little bit later. The first CD we came out with was released in like January of 2010. I think
Correct,
was when
yeah,
we finished
yeah.
it, and then about a year after that, we got together with Mike again and we recorded 2 singles that we just kind of gave away for free as like downloads because we just like we weren't ready to make a whole album, but we wanted to kind of like get these songs out there and like even those songs were kind of are dated at this point. We're writing a bunch of new songs right now. Hopefully we'll have an album out probably around spring.
That's our plan. We recorded both those sessions with Mike, and it helped us out a lot.
Mhm.
We learned a lot from him. We did our first 6-song EP with them, or with him rather, and it was a lot for us to get together in the studio and record with each other. It helped out a lot for us.
It's this rented out like office space in this like industrial building, and he kind of set it up in this studio, just like really cramped studio. So there's the 4 of us and him for literally 3 days.
Pretty much,
We just holed in there and just recorded.
Yeah.
And we had like a camera going around, so there's a lot of funny pictures of like people like sleeping
Right.
in like bizarre places and stuff like that, just different takes. I'm like you go crazy. It's like the dead of winter, and you're just holed up in this thing and just you hearing all these sounds, and it kind of gets overwhelming. And like I was doing like push-ups just to like keep my sanity. Remember, I was like, and so. But it's good. It's a good environment.
Absolutely.
It's a good environment. It's great when like all 4 of us are there. I was really glad that when we record, we have like everyone there, even if they're not doing something per se, not
As
recording.
opposed to just whoever's doing their parts, they're going to be in there. The rest of the people are going to be out. No, we
Yeah,
we did it as a group.
Right.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
good for
like
us.
the idea of like people like showing up only when they need to do their takes and
Yeah.
leaving and stuff like that. It was
Totally.
it's very much a cohesive effort, which was awesome.
And what is that like? I mean, it's obviously different putting music down in an actual studio as opposed to just playing it live or playing it, in your room or whatever. What is the energy like? Like, what are you guys thinking? And like you said, it can be hard because you're kind of stuck in this one place for a couple days, and you've got to, you might have to do the same vocal take 12 times, and it's like, you've got to try to have as much energy and fun in that last take as you had the first 10 takes.
Yeah, no, that's definitely tough.
Yeah, it's all just basing ourselves off each other. We have to keep the morale up and
Yeah,
be
it's good. Like,
positive
we'll
about
take
everything.
takes and then kind of deliberate over what it was. I'll think something was really awesome, and everyone will be like, no, no way. No
I
way.
think it was
happens
just
pretty often.
I think it was just a whole lot of coffee.
Yeah,
Right. Coffee helps out.
There was actually when we
Kyle's
were
our official coffee man.
Yeah, he's the coffee man. When we were recording the 2 singles I mentioned, Kyle like secretly put a camera in the room we were recording the vocals in, So there's like a really embarrassing, like, I'm like pacing around with like my hands on the headphones. I'm like, all right. And just like, you know, like,
Right.
and just like, it's like a total weirdo.
I mean, you know, that's what you've got to do, though. Obviously, you know, you've got to get psyched for it, and
Yeah.
they're in the throat, whatever has to happen.
So we do spend a lot of time together, which also leads to a lot of bickering, of course. I think we bicker quite often.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's been some pretty legendary fights and arguments.
Yeah.
It's been good times, though.
Awesome. So then, where you guys started in 2009, that's 3 going on 4 years back now. And it's like, when you guys started then, did you guys think you would be where you're at now? You know, like really writing, you know, songs of the caliber that you're writing now, you know? Or did you ever, you know, were you just kind of not thinking about it at all? Or?
Well, when we started, we all talked about how we really wanted to, like, you know, go full force on this and really commit to it.
Absolutely.
You know, like I guess our plan was like long term in a sense. It was never like, it just, the fact that we still exist after 3.5 years is not a coincidence. You know, that was kind of the plan. We wanted to do it as long as possible.
No, we take it very seriously, and I think we're all very satisfied with what we've done so far and the style of music that we've started to create and just the way that we can make music together. Just like, I feel like we all know that we have our own sound and we're all very confident with what we do. I agree. We have these songs that we're writing now, I feel like, are totally going to be like the new Ross Originals. Like, finally actually, I don't know, blossoming, if you will, into like kind of like Perks of being a Ross
a
original.
sound.
And we'll probably be saying the same thing in 3 years.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That was my next question, is
Yeah.
where do you guys, are there any areas that you guys haven't touched yet, haven't explored that you guys want to do next? You know, even if it's just something that may sound, you know, outlandish as hell, but are there certain things that you want to do that you haven't done?
One of us is gonna have to get really good at the piano.
No, we're planning on all growing beards in about a year
Yes.
and going to India.
Just shaving the head and just getting
Cal's
the
way
beard.
ahead of us, obviously.
Way ahead of him on that one.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. It's tough to tell. I mean, right now I'm just kind of focusing on what we're doing now.
Yeah, we don't want to get way too ahead of ourselves. But
You know, ideally, I mean, Nathan and I were just talking and about like having horns, like a horn section and stuff. I feel like it would be awesome to have one.
That definitely would, yeah.
But it's like once you have it, I don't think I'd ever like get rid of it. You know, we've covered a lot of songs like "Vehicle" by the Ides of March, you know that
Yes,
song,
yeah.
which has a horn section, and we kind of translated it into guitar and play stuff like that. And it's interesting, kind of like I like working with, you know, the 4-piece rock group.
Right.
Even if we are going to play songs that have like horn sections or something like that.
no, the adaptation of it and transforming it into, you know, our style, I think, is what makes it most important for us.
That's another thing that's definitely helped us as a band is learning covers. We'll play maybe like graduation parties or something like that, and kind of learn all these different covers for this party.
Mhm.
And then so even if there's songs that we don't really like, but you still learn a lot and become a better band just from like being able to do things like
Yeah.
that.
And no, you know, restriction on style. We try to learn anything we can and try to transform it into what we would make it sound like. And I think that's, you know, a good way for us to transform our sound.
Yeah, I think that's been really important in developing.
That is awesome. So where can people check you out? Where can people, you know, check out your music and get your contact in?
Well, there's therossoriginals.com, but there's also, you know, facebook.com/therossoriginals. There's the Bandcamp page that we keep all our music on. And, yeah, you know, just stuff like that. I don't want to get too many social media websites. That just gets to be a pain.
Facebook obviously is very proficient. You know, you can check it out on there as far as shows and music as well. All the updates would be on there.
Right. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you very much for being on. Then you guys are going to come back on and play a couple of songs for us, right? I don't know if you guys want to tell us a bit about what you're going to be playing, or...
We want to play some of our new songs that we've been writing.
Okay.
They haven't been recorded yet, so I guess we're going to try them out acoustically, see how it goes.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in. You guys can check out the Ross Originals at www.therossoriginals.com. You guys can also check them out at facebook.com/therossoriginals, as well as bandcamp.com. So we'll be back with Kyle, Colin, and Mason right after this. This is WRSE.
Programming on WRSE is sponsored by Alexian Brothers Health System.
All right, right.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Awesome, guys.